Ever heard of that one anime about the struggles of the idol industry? No, not this one. I'm of course talking about Perfect Blue. Perfect Blue is considered one of the most terrifying Japanese anime movies of all time. Made by Madhouse in 1997, you will still find it in your top 10 best horror movie lists even today. All of them bearing this damn image of the last 10 minutes of the goddamn movie. Now, if you have watched this movie before, you will understand why it gets so much praise. It is scary, suspenseful, the atmosphere is dreadful throughout the entire runtime, and it's basically 1.5 hours of pure nightmare fuel. Now, if you ask most people as to which scene of the movie was their favorite, a big chunk of those people would say the pizza delivery scene, which happens a little bit before the climax. I kid you not, there's an entire fan base just for this scene alone, and for good reason. While I do understand where most of these people are coming from, I do believe that the best scene in a movie is when it manages to hook you, to win your heart per se. No need for flashy or gory shock values. All you need is just those few simple minutes that make you go, you know what, alright, at first you had my attention, but now you have my erection. And no other scene manages to encapsulate that feeling better than the exact middle point in the movie, where Mima has her second close encounter with her fake persona. Now, everything that happens in the movie so far builds up to this scene, so to understand it, let's speedrun the events, shall we? We follow Mima, the lead singer of the J-pop idol group Champ, who suddenly announces she's leaving the group to become an actress, because apparently being a pop idol getting ogled by hundreds of creeps doesn't pay shit in late 90s Japan. She's also being eyeballed by this beautiful looking man, who bears an uncanny resemblance to Sid from the Ice Age movies. I am sure he will not pose any single threat in the near future. As Mima was at the movie studio shooting a scene for her upcoming movie, a fan letter arrives for her with a hidden bomb inside, but it blows up in her manager's face when he tries to take a sneak peek of the juicy contents.
4、3、2、
She then discovers a sketchy website that logs every single thing she does in her everyday life, including exactly when and where she was during her day. The jig was up. She was being watched. There's also this really cute scene where she's trying to figure out how the internet works, since it was such a new tech during the time. It's just adorable. Anyway, she tries to ignore it but ends up developing paranoia, and now she feels constantly watched wherever she goes. Which is actually pretty reasonable if you think about it. Everything is just sus now, and if you think those were her only problems, don't worry. It's about to get even worse. Mima's agent lands her role in a movie where she's required to get mobbed by a bunch of creeps, strip her naked, and then rape her.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Bear in mind, this is only her second gig as an actress ever, and the first one was just a cameo where she appeared for 5 whole seconds in the entire movie. Are we sure this isn't just some kind of sick casting agency? What the fuck? The constant anxiety of what awaits her makes her to start seeing things.
私絶対嫌だからね。
Mima reluctantly has to comply with her manager because, well, she's gonna pay the fucking rent, you know? This scene is not for the faint of heart, by the way. It will disgust you to your core. As she returns to her apartment, Mima begins to have a mental breakdown and admits she didn't want to go through with this, but she just didn't want to disappoint anyone if she refused. Her psyche is beginning to collapse, and worst of all her fish died, which sucks. You can film a rape scene but kill the fish? Ah, that's too far, buddy. At her lowest point, Mima goes to the fake stalker website because, honestly, I don't know why she would do that. The person behind the website claims to be Mima and posts fake comments that causes her to panic even more. In the midst of all this confusion, this happens.
違うよ、これは私じゃない。当たり前よ。これが本当のミマだもの。
What?
でもいいの。私がいるから。
Look, I'm not an expert in psychology, but she shouldn't be here. Her past idol self shows up and starts haunting her, telling her what an embarrassment she had become now that she had exposed her bare bazongas for the whole nation to see. Mima, of course, scared shitless, tries to make sense of it all, but ends up with more questions than answers. Watching this on the first go, being the genius intellectual that you are, you'd be like, it's just part of her imagination, bro. Her mind is like playing tricks on her and stuff, or something like that. And you'll be partially right, but wait, there's more. Then comes what I consider to be the most important moment in the entire movie. Because so far it can be disturbing and pretty fucked up, but the story's not really that hard to follow. The only problem that needs thought right now is her ghost that randomly came out of the PC screen like Samara from The Ring, and to figure out who brutalized this poor chump at the elevator a few minutes ago. The scene starts with 2 Champ members getting ready for another performance, revealing that Mima is about to have a nude photo shoot? Seriously, Japan, calm your hormones down, will ya? They just play it off as something Mima doesn't really care about, because in reality, she's quite an easygoing person. You know, I like how these two are pretty supportive of their friend pursuing a career in porn. Nothing Nothing like supporting up and coming talents, am I right, fellas? Mima is of course having second thoughts about this. It's something that will take her deeper into the dark path of showbiz she got involved into. While her friends are having their show, she's locked in her small red room while being pressured by the producers to come out and show her goodies on camera. She then gets a surprise visitor.
勝手なこと言わないで。あなた誰なの？私はアイドルだよ。
Mima pleads her other self to explain everything that's happening while she gives vague responses and makes fun of her. And just as she leaves, this is the whole reason I'm making this video. My jaw was on the floor through the whole sequence. The music with the reveal and people's cheers, it just blends so good together. So far you thought that the ghost Mima was a fragment of her imagination, a part of the downward mental spiral she was currently experiencing. But this moment signifies that she is real? How could she be here when you're rubbing that? The first thing you notice is that everyone reacts to her. Everyone is rejoicing that their favorite member of the group is back in her full glory. Even this bum ass shares a cutesy smile like a little puppy. These two, however, do not seem very pleasant to see her. They look more disgusted rather than relieved than this abstract glowing entities right beside them. When she jumps in the crowd, they look at her like, ugh, there she goes again, doing her own thing. I'm glad we kicked the bitch out. Yeah, let's go make out. In the aftermath, we see Mima alone in the bathtub crying. She's being engulfed in despair. And top it all off, this moment serves as the catalyst for the absolute batshit insane stuff that happens later on in the second half of the story. As a viewer, it's when you realize that whatever is going on is much more twisted and darker than just a creep stalking a young girl. From this point onward, it's like you can feel the dread in this woman's soul. You're in this whole mess with her now. There's no going back. And this is why this scene is so special to me. What I find most interesting about this is that no matter how many times I try to understand the full story or how many video essays I come across online, no one ever has a clear answer to what goes on down here. Even knowing what happens at the end still doesn't help at all. Even a high IQ intellectual like myself can't piece together what is happening. I could try, but I'm too dumb to do it. I am limited by my own brain cells. Yeah, that's exactly what is going on. And I could go on and on and on to explain the rest of the movie and make this like a small review or something, but I highly suggest you go on and watch it yourselves. Spoiling the ending here is no fun. You will thank me later. And who knows, maybe when the credits roll, you'll have your own theory to share with us. You know what I think it was? Aliens! Nah, I'm kidding. Seriously though, go watch this movie. It's fantastic. If you made it this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you want to see more, please subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!